Hi, I'm Daniel, and I am doing another video on OK Curious Be Heroes. It's a show about becoming a hero, and now it's a show that involves villains. It barely had any themed villains as Halloween, so I'm discussing a villain as the closest I'm gonna do. Yes, yeah, I also did that with going over Boxman. He is a very comedic and pathetic villain who has 5 episodic stories, but the story in the 8th season was to deal with the world being serialized and to contrast that. Meanwhile, Venomous is treated as more mysterious and someone practically built for a serialized animated show. Those two characters are often put together for that reason. Venomous barely appeared in season 1, but his story was clearly going somewhere. There was reveals that were set up, and he is both an interesting character and an enjoyable one to watch. However, there are some parts of his character that didn't feel complete. They end up making a reveal with less than 10 episodes left. While this is probably Cartoon Network's fault and not the show, it's clear they had to cut some stuff. In this video I'll go over why Venomous works but was underused. His character first appeared and were captured as a guest visiting Boxman on the day he finally caught the trio. He came to dinner and it was kinda awkward, especially when they escaped and messed it up. He also recognised Cleo, wondered what the reason for this could be. Boxman ended up building a cannon and Venomous ended up wanting a turn and he liked the thrill. He apparently came to end their business relationship, but this changed his mind. It's interesting how it differs from Boxman's other business colleagues who are completely tired of Boxman attacking the Piazza side thing. I only really realised when making this video, but that's how Yarva's early episodes go. In Villain's Night Out, Venomous were annoyed at Boxman for his silly actions. But when he reveals he knew the other villains hated him and came to destroy the yacht, Venomous then respected him for his dedication. When you think about it, he was one of the only characters in support of Boxman attacking the Piazza. He isn't a bit of a neighbour for his unhealthy obsession. Boxman crashes at Boxman's stay with him and destroys his house, but when they go to attack the Piazza, Venomous likes that, and that causes the status quo change. He buys Boxball and they agree to run it together. This leads to more appearances of him as a sort of regular for a while. He is a great character. He keeps a more mysterious presence, but that deeper air makes him more threatening and fun. Aside from maybe Boxman in the first couple episodes, it's hard to imagine him doing something more than property damage. On the other hand, Venomous is someone who you don't know what they're capable of. He has a code assigned being toy and purple and has a great voice. You can hear his villainy in both his emotionally distant and excited lines. I also find it funny how people looking at voice actors thought to show people watching as it was airing. He's great. He keeps his comedic edge of both a straight man to Boxman and not a straight man with Boxman. Their relationship for me is great, and them acting like parents to Fink and the robot children. All in the Venus great episode, seeing them dealing with merged families. The also Venomous' softer side is around Fink. Venomous is funny and mostly off to the side for 2 seasons, but also stays threatening. Season 3 of the episode The KO Trap, where the trio get trapped and watch each other die. He created clones of them, but they had the same memories, so he created Yive to kill it. He even made it so Cleo watched his friends die twice, specifically. It yuck to be setting this guy up as a psychopath, is he? That's what I've seen, but they introduce another side with a certain reveal. And to some extent, is a bit confused of what they want to take away from this. I'm getting to spoiler territory now, so if you haven't seen the show, stop watching at this point. But also, if you can find it, watch the show, it's worth it. Anyway, big reveal. That is usually tied to the episode, and I still find it funny how upfront it is. I have already looked at this episode before from a metaphor war perspective, but I think I need to reel it back to surface level for this video. It reveals that Venomous was the Azabiast. I didn't predict it, but apparently it was a big theory. In the flashback episode, the Azabiast was a prominent hero in the Point Company, who was a cool guy who was in a relationship with Carol. One day, Dr. Greenman found a secret lab and Azabiast went in to check it out, leaving Carol and Mr. Gal waiting outside, but they were distracted when it exploded. This made him look like a hero who died or disappeared, and was also KO's father. Insert Star Wars reference here, oh wait he did. Him announcing his identity is a cool scene for how much he embraces the moment and gets enjoyment from revealing this to his former Yovan son. He reveals his backstory wanting more power. Was this because of greed or insecurity? Either way, he ran the Yabba power study himself. He jumped out before it exploded, but when he heard Carol refer to him as weak, he faked his death and disappearance. He thought he served no power as a father or teammate without powers. It's unclear if he got corrupt to be evil or was always like that. He tries to get Kyo to join him, but they compromise on meeting on the weekends. This leads to a weird pace for the rest of the season. 2 episodes later another Venomous episode, then 3 episodes later and then the show's end. Season 3 is half the end for season 1 and 2, and I think they work quite well with that restriction. Venomous was the only real main aspect I felt weird with this limited time. We got Yeti's Shadowy, which reveals that Shadowy figure his alternate side that he wasn't aware of. Considering the general character design, this was easy to predict there was some connection between them. He was the person who unleashed TKO. This episode shows KO and Venomous find some common ground. Meanwhile, his next episode, Carl, shows him try to manipulate KO into using his powers. There's a big focus on KO's betrayal here, but there's barely been episodes in between. Shadowy figure merged with Venomous, and we don't know the exact extent of this. It looks like it's mainly Shadowy took over and became villain for a few episodes, but that's speculation. He says they made an agreement. Is it an agreement, or is Shadowy a representation of his greed with it being a resourceful search for power? So even if the takeover was completely Shadowy, Shadowy was created by Venomous. This extra personality gimmick could have been more layered, especially in contrast to TKO, but it just amounts to a basic defeat. Another thing, Jay's disappearance had a big effect on so many characters. It's more obvious for KO and Carol, but yet to Mr. Gar being a scapegoat and kicked out of point. This led to Foxtail feeling the pressure from Ayiv, which caused her to run point alone, making as much of a villain as the ones they fight. Only a couple episodes before big reveal, it showed Ripty Roo became very focused on trying to save Yates of Yast. Even Dr. Graham and Yoss's power due to this yab, and due to butterfly effect, created chip damage on Yoss's position. This was a big reveal that all these characters should have reacted to, but we only saw Carrie and Kyo react to it. It's paid off for the joking yet gets shadowy for Foxtail to be confused about this. I wish there was time to breathe off this reveal and show the point members' response to it. Also, while Venomous is great and certainly multi-dimensional, a lot of its reasonings aren't shown. I like it when party at the audience interpretation, but it leaves your questions for his character. This show can't decide if he's a tragic villain we feel sorry for, or an evil one to hate. The KO trap made it out one way, but it feels different what we end up getting with the ending. Speaking of, that further goes into uncertainty of whether he's redeemed. KO wished for everyone to live their best life, and Venomous didn't think it was sent to a planet of their own to destroy. Their best life was to destroy everything together. However, they come back in the next episode because they have finished destroying the planet. To interpret the wish for a moment, if its best life was to end if you destroy the planet, then it will reset itself. I personally believe the wish was planning for them to eventually return and rehabilitate into society. They got all their hatred and the other destruction out the way over the years, and now think becomes an epic game and Venomous gets forgiveness from Boxman. It's even shown later to have wedding rings. While I still criticise the lack of certain things from his character, I think it's best only showing them make amends with Boxman. Being together isn't both of their best yet. I find it's more beautiful to see them reunite. I honestly wouldn't change a thing or thank you for watching the show. Him being redeemed to KO, Carol, and the others in point wasn't needed, and it's better to leave it be. I still wish there was some more time before this episode, but this is a great way to close out his character. In conclusion, I want to preface that Venomous is still one of my favourite characters. He is a really good screen presence and interacts well with other characters. He has complexity with him and fits with the show really well. Honestly, most of these complaints aren't thought of when watching the show more in retrospect. He felt brought up to be the main antagonist from early on, and while what we got is debated to be better, it's still a bit disappointing. So, that was another OK Kill video. It's been almost 2 years since my first one, and it doesn't feel yet. This show is really untalked about and amazing. There's still one important character I still haven't talked about yet. If you enjoyed this video, consider pressing like and watching more, like my other OK Kill videos or Halloween videos. The end.